jumping into my chair here. How are you guys? And happy Tuesday. It was an absolutely gorgeous day. I'm Lori LaRose. I have Active Stamping here on Facebook and from Rocky Mountain House, Alberta, Canada. And yeah, my cuckoo's just going now, so it's no wonder that I'm just on time. But yes, Rocky does not usually have this beautiful of weather. It's weird because fall is still happening around us, including the later nights already, hey? But yeah, so the colors are kind of changing, but not crazy. And often we'd already be leaves dropped and all that kind of good stuff. So it's interesting. Weather is interesting to me anyways. I do find it kind of fascinating. Anyways, all right, so I was playing around with a stamp yesterday for a card that I'm making tomorrow night for our club membership. So I have a monthly club. It's going to be super exciting. I'm actually super excited about it. Passport for Creativity. It is a club that we meet weekly for Zoom meetings, and I teach classes. I teach cards, obviously. That's what I am. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing for the last 23 years. But yeah, so I prepare a card to share and show, and then you shop your own stash and come back with a really cool idea. Hello, Miss Betty. And so it's kind of neat because inspiration from the rest of the club members is amazing, plus showing some of the old stuff that you have sitting on your shelf. So it's super fun. Anyways, I was playing with a set. Did not really 100% realize, but it's current, so I'm going to play with it to boot. But I'm going to show you an idea. I did different colors yesterday, and I'm going to show you, I'm hoping for an idea today. So I'm going to show you a little technique today. Textured notes is what I'm going to be working with, and a white piece of paper if you want to play along. I am going to pop this down. There we go. This was yesterday's card. So Monday night I did a live at 8 o'clock. Come in, come out. And I finished it off yesterday. Sorry, did get hit, darn it. I finished it off yesterday with, and I've lost my words because I was using the words as an idea yesterday. Sorry, I have stuff. Oh my goodness sakes. Was coloring like a fiend yesterday. Got to talk. It was a whole infomercial. I think that would be the way of what's going on. So if you're curious a little tiny bit, yesterday may have been very thorough. I don't know how much. I was busy coloring. But you might be able to give it a try if you're like, what is Lori talking about? Her Wednesday night meet clubs, and yet there's a whole month. What is she saying? If you have questions, please touch base with us. Me, in the plural or whatever you call it. $50 gets you in the door, and you will. It's like I posted on Creativity for Everyone, which is a public site, a public group from my Active Stamping page. And I posted over there, coming in is like the mafia. You might never get back out again. Anyways, we're going to work with textured notes, and I'm going to work with a piece of paper that is 3 3/4 by 5. Okay. Yesterday when I was finishing this one up, I actually had done it with the Cajun underneath there, and we thought it was lovely. And I did promise or pretend like I was maybe going to do both of them, and I still might, but not today. But anyways, that was yesterday's. Lots of coloring. Totally worked with a very old set from 2020. It had the date on it. I play with different ideas with my organization. So now Stampin' Up's talking about yet a different. So I have been a demonstrator for 23 years. Coming up here rapidly, I'm just about going to have a birthday. I still have the old sets in the clam cases based on wood. Of course, we still have clear mount red rubber for right now, but they're getting rid of it. So this might be one of the last ones. Anyways, okay, I'm going to pull out this textured note. This is for a fall card. Let's see how it goes. Let's see if it works as good as the last time, because I was very happy. So I need to have this guy. I did pull out, I'm not positive if we'll need to use this, but from Layering Leaves, I pulled this little guy out. I never thought of it, but yeah, 85% makes sense because it's a little bit larger than I was first intending or wanting it to be. And that. Now, so I went back out and golfed again today. Did not have a very good game, but it was beautiful. So like, kind of who cares, right? All right, so here we go. All right, so we're gonna use crushed curry, which I have right here in front of me. Now this, oh, I never thought of that. This should still work. This is kind of a distinctive, it's called ink. On red rubber, actually. Interesting, because I feel like it used to always be on polymers, maybe not, but there's lots of detail. So I'm going to, on our very wet things, I'm going to actually sponge on color onto here. So this is, sometimes it's fun to have fast and easy cards, quick and dynamic cards, and sometimes it's better, not better, it's just different. Sometimes it's nice to play and create. And we do a combination of that with our stamping skills, don't we? And so in this case, I'm using a finger dauber and I'm daubing up all of that so it's very pretty. The one nice thing about red rubber, and I should not pro it very much because we really are going to be moving away from red rubber with the next, like I think for instance that online exclusives that are coming out in November, for instance, will be all photopolymer and possibly in those new cases. I'm waiting to see. I actually, oh, you know what? It's interesting. I ordered advent calendars because I'm going to have a game afterwards. I'm going to pull in pumpkin pie as well. And we're going to play, we're not going to play, we're going to have extra classes and some extra inspiration. So I'm just going to, after the advent calendar, but that advent calendar, it's in the old cases and they were talking that we're going to have new cases. Okay. With red rubber, the one thing that you can definitely do, hello, Vicky, how are you? You can huff on it like, and it remoistens everything. So that's why I'm able to sort of play. I want to catch just the edges of this. And can you see that it changed color a little tiny bit? You'll be able to see when I stamp it, but I'm trying to just hit the edge. As I'm doing that, sadly, I'm totally hitting the edges of the rubber as well, which makes me, hi Keisha, makes me sad a little bit, but I tried to be careful and I was pretty good. So, this has an outline and I don't mind if that gets orange, pumpkin, because it's darker and it might be better. So it's not the end of the world. So I'm hoping that this is going to be good. So now I'm going to take it out of screen for a second and you're going to hear me breathe all over it. And then I'm going to stamp it. We'll see how it looks. Da, 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 da. I have not pre-played this, so I don't know. There is another side to this paper, though. One of the jokes that we used to play, because we used to huff, as we say. So I guess there's a new term for huffing in this world of ours. I probably will get eliminated. I'll probably go to Facebook jail because I'm saying H-U-F-F. But I used to tease the girls, and Vicky will laugh because she's always would look at me because I'd be like, and so after you breathe on it like that, if the rubber melts a little tiny bit, it might be time for a Tic Tac. Okay, send me some laughter. All right, here we go. Ready? Oh my gosh. Oh, you guys, look how beautiful that turned out. Oh, stinking Lincoln. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, earlier today I just had a tissue, and because I'm using the same kind of color, I'm just going to kind of daub at it, and it's just going to take some of it off. And I'm just going to redo that again and again about 4 times. I'm going to create a piece of stuff here. Oh, I'm so excited. It turned out so nice. Ah, la, la. Okay, so I'm doing Cajun. No, not Cajun. I'm thinking of putting Cajun in here, but right now I'm like, ooh, maybe not. I need a lighter color. I might just put, ooh, I might have to stamp one of these somewhere and see what it turns out like. I might just leave it white. So inside here, on the one that I did, I colored it a soft color, partly to make it look more fall-y. But, this is so pretty. So I'm just making a piece of my own DSP, essentially. And every one of these will be slightly different, obviously. So again, I'm going to huff, huff. And again, remember with the whole, might be time for a Tic Tac if it starts to wilt. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so I got way more orange on that one. That's okay because I can fill in a little tiny bit there. So I might need to clean this more effectively. I might need to go grab a cleaner. Hang on one second, gals. What did you guys do today? It's handy when that's right beside it. I'm going to actually, I did see a hello from Keisha, but I'm going to turn on my, what do you call it? Okay, so I just cleaned that, and now I'm going to, I could almost, okay, so I'm going to do this just because to save some time. I'm going to hit this in the crushed curry and see if that actually works or not. I feel like it was too something earlier today, but let's see. I'm not going to stamp this on here, just FYI. I'm going to stamp it just on a piece of scrap, which of course I have no scraps whatsoever around because that would make too much sense. I'm just doing the top half, which normally would be great to do. Excuse me. It might work out okay that I might cut this out. Hi, Betty. Oh, I said the hi, Betty already. Okay, so heft on that and stamping there. Okay, so I can speed things up a little tiny bit by cleaning it good. Okay, I lost my cleaner, but that's okay. Right, click up Facebook. So I can tap, tap, tap and get it full color because I want a fair amount of the Cajun. And I just kind of want the edges, and then okay, see how that one looks. And stamp this guy here. I don't want that to be yin yang here. This will be nice right here. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. So I feel like if I don't clean this one in between, I end up having more orange than I want, obviously. And that's okay, like I said. And I am live. It says so. And oh, Beth, hello. How are you? It is beautiful. Thanks, Beth. Okay. All right. Okay. I put that down, but I didn't need to. So again, touching. All right. So it was announced today, by the way, FYI, as I'm seeing a bunch of my team members popping on here and watching for good ideas. We just had, I do have to say, we're going to have a sign up dealio, and people that are like, should I join Lori? She's kind of nutsy. Okay. I have been on the trip. I know how to get you there if you have any desire. I know how to do it. And it can be done literally by anybody that has a desire. I can tell you that right now from experience. But that being said, we do have a Saturday fun, Super Saturday, I think it's called. No, it's called, we do it SSS because we are super sisters. I am part of an elite group of ladies who all of our teams come together on a Saturday every few months. And the leaders of those groups, about 300 gals, teach 10 to 12, 13 different techniques each week, each time, each of those Saturdays. And that is part of a perk free for our team members. So that would be one reason that you might want to join me. The other reason right now, although it's always a good time to join and become a demonstrator just like me and come and play, lots of different reasons for joining. Savings is obviously the first reason that people do it. Right now, it's just a heck of a good deal. For $48, you can get started as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Touch base with me for about details. I would love to talk to you about it and what your best idea is. There are two options. You can either get a lot of product. Oh, is this going to fit in here? I think I'm going to do two of these, you guys. You can get a lot of product for the regular $135 sign up. You get $252 worth of stuff, or you can get the $165 worth of stuff, but for only, get ready, what? $48. So who wouldn't sign up? I say. So there's the fun of it. Okay, so a couple of these are very orangier than I want them to be. I gotta go a little light-handed on the thing. So again, I'm working with textured notes. This would work great. And we've kind of done this before with the different leaves. So any leaf set would work with this. Just stamp it in one color. And then you could add 2 or 3 of these colors. When they're the red rubber, you can play a little tiny bit more timing wise. You could definitely, because you re-moisten it, right? Okay, and then this guy's going to come in here. I might curl him around this way, actually. He seems to fit better this way. Nice. Oh my gosh, that's so, so pretty. Oh, rats. Sorry. I missed. Okay, I'll show you what I did there. This is one thing. I don't have any label on here. This is cut narrow, like there's more overhead. I haven't stamped enough with this to know. And I don't have the label on the back. So in my mind, when I touched that in, I knew I only had like this much ink that for whatever reason didn't actually ink off. So it would have been perfect, except that I didn't do it far enough in. So we'll do that now. I'm going to actually just do the edges twice here, and because I want a little bit here and a little bit here. So I'm just going to do the little edges here. And you want to make sure always that you have just enough at least. And then I might just do this. Nice, perfect. And then probably end up putting a little bit of orange on there. That's okay. And I gotta wipe this or I'm gonna have a big mess underneath here. It won't be the end of the world, but okay. So I'm gonna stick a little bit of stuff here again. And I gotta watch that I have it far enough over this time. Ah, look at that. And I was way over. So I need to trim this. Fortunately, having been around for 100 years, I do have some really good rubber scissors because I will end up trimming this different times. But often it's to do with when I'm about to put the labels on it and I know that I want to trim it up, so then I would do it. There, nice, perfect. Okay, so that's fun, and I'm obviously going to get a label in here. So I will tell you that I was thinking of putting Cajun on here, and I just think that the Cajun's going to be awfully dark and a little bit too much. And so I'm thinking, do I want to put some green? Do I want to pull in a little bit of yellow? Do I want a little bit of red? The Cajun, if you could do it with a, geez, do we have Cajun pencil? If we had a Cajun watercolor pencil, that would be okay. The color palette of Cajun would look beautiful on this. I'm going to actually, for sure, this one doesn't have enough yellow on it, so I'm going to bring in the Lemon Lolly, and it's very light Lemon Lolly. Now, because I've got ink, you don't really want to touch because it'll run. So I'm just trying to add a little yellow into the leaves here, and that looks nice. So I think I might just hit all of them with this yellow. I feel like the Cajun will just be so, so dark. Now, if I can find, I could do 2 things. I can pull in some Cajun. Sorry. So if I watercolor it like crazy, see, that'd be the right color, but I still think it's going to be really intense. So I'm just going to put it just down here. Look at that, I just smashed that in there. Did you see that? It might look kind of pretty, I don't know. All right, so this is just some decision making that I'm doing. I'm having a little bit of challenge with that, you guys. I think I might like the softness of this better. I could come in. So I definitely can't do, all right, I'm just going to do this. I think it's just going to add too much. Cajun's not going to be the color. No. Okay. Cajun, no. I could do it with poppy. I had considered poppy. I do not. We talked about which colors I don't necessarily have yesterday in my blends. And one of the ones I know I don't have is actually, oh, golly. Sorry, I'm mucking around here. I didn't clean my brush enough. Sorry guys. So I'm pulling in the poppy. I'm pulling in some, oh, it's still really red. I don't think that should be the color of poppy. I feel like I still have very dirty, I feel like there's a lot of Cajun on my brush. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, no, that's better. It's still very, Okay, I'm going to clean it one more time. I have run out of water. Give me just 1 second, gals. I'm trying to color in those leaves if you're wondering what I'm doing. Okay, full disclosure, I had it clean enough. The poppy turns quite brownish. Not brown, but look how pretty it is there, and then it gets murkier as it gets going. Anyways, okay, let's try this one on here. This turned out so pretty, but so see, that's kind of pretty. So it's whether I want to go soft or light. I kind of like this as well. Let's try a little tiny bit here. All right, I'm going to do the yellow. You guys are like, what? What are you going to do? And I could just leave it white. But there was one more very orange one, this guy. And I maybe don't have to do every one, but I feel like I probably need to. If I left some white, Okay, total silence as I'm like creating and thinking. I have to say, I don't mind, I didn't mind the white on this one. I on the other one that I was working on, but once I get going, it seemed weird to have some without, so now I am coloring them all. All right. Oh, 2 here. Nice, okay. And this guy, I'll just add a little bit more. I'm glad I didn't go with the water. This guy, he'll be fine, whatever. I might end up putting this way, making the card this way. He might get covered up. If he doesn't, it's all fine. But because it was going to be very wet, and again, it's not a base of black, right? It's ink, and so the ink itself would migrate very easily. So that was a bad thinking. Except I kind of did want maybe the possibility, but the yellow makes it nice and bright, so that's nice. That's a nice idea. Okay, okie dokie. Let's get back over here. The poppy is better than the Cajun. Yes, thanks. I agree. Betty said. And yellow to me is better than either of them. Hey, just teasing. Yeah, definitely. Well, here it's just, but yes, I got lucky. It hardly ran there. I am thinking I might be able to cut this little tiny bit out and use that on my leaves. And I feel like I'll do this. Ooh, I just will cut that. And I'm not using the poppy, just FYI. I'm coming along here, cutting that. It's just going to tuck into someplace anyways. This is so pretty. And then I got to make a card with it. And I have trouble. So when I first started doing Stampin' Up, I lived in Calgary actually at the time. And I would have my workshops and I would create, because we didn't have the cut and emboss machine like we do now with the embossing folders and all that kind of stuff. So we did a lot of background techniques and a lot of make your own DSP and all that kind of good stuff. And, oh, that'll be really pretty. And I had a big challenge in, once I made a really pretty background, I didn't like to cover it up. I know that seems really funny, but that's the real truth of it. All right, I'm going to zoom in a little tiny bit. So pretty. Okay, so now I need to have some words, and excuse me, from a quite old set, I had lovely words, which I just had here 5 seconds ago. That's funny, they're gone. What does that say? Oh, that says Christmas. That would not be the best ones to say right now. Did you hear something fall on the ground earlier? I feel like maybe it went onto the ground. Where did it go? The fun one that says, every leaf speaks bliss to me, fluttering from the autumn tree. And I felt like that then made it seem like it was definitely autumn. Oh, here it is, right here in front of me. It was just right there. I was like, I moved it kind of. So I could work still with this being, this seems a little bit, okay, so I'm going to Cajun this probably. Or I could, yeah. I don't like covering it up either. That's funny. Vicky, I thought you were one of my good girls that liked covering them. Not liked, but did. All right, so this guy sadly doesn't fit in there, but I have the other one over there. So I'm just going to go over and cut out a sentiment piece of paper. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say? And I will show you. Yesterday I was babbling away about a set, and I did find it right afterwards, of course. And sorry, I'm just over here cutting out. So if you happen to be just scrolling past and you're like, there's nothing going on. One time I did have somebody saying, hello, are you guys there? It's just a still screen. Yeah. Sometimes I throw stuff over just to be like, yeah, here I am. And I could add a watering can right now. No, I'm just teasing you. And because if you don't know that I actually don't, you get to see the creative process with me, don't you? It's like, what will she come up with next? Well, I don't know. So there is some dead space sometimes, right? Never a lack of babbling, though, probably, except when I was really just a few minutes ago. So this was one of the pieces that, look how pretty that is. It makes that so pretty. So that's this guy or this guy. So fun, hey? I'm not sure if you can see that. And I might add him into here, who knows? Okay, so I want to put him someplace half safe. We'll put him in there. And this is from the new traditional labels, and I like it. So that has nothing to do with that. I was just pretending like I'm here. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is have this over here, and then I probably have a bow here. That'll be good. And I'll have this here. And then I can have these guys down here as well. And it'll just be nice. Okay, so now the question is, do I want this to be in the Cajun or just in the orange or maybe in green? Oh, you know what? I just had that Cajun. What did I do with it? Here it is. Let's see what it looks like. Ah! If I put this behind here, that'll give me an idea if I want to work with Cajun. Because whatever I stamp that, I should line it with. That's kind of nice. You know I love Blackberry Bliss. So let's see what this looks like. I do like this too. It doesn't seem quite right though, does it? There's just not enough. Even if I stamp it in there, I don't think it'll be quite enough. So we'll go away from the idea of Blackberry Bliss. I could just have a autumny green. I'm gonna go grab my pumpkin pie. You know what? Let's see. I've got pecan. Look at this beautiful sunflower. Keisha on her Can't Spell Crafters. She's got these guys colored. Oh my gosh, you guys, so pretty. All right, I'm losing my brain. Okay, that actually. Pecan is kind of nice, actually. All right. Okay. So, and you know what? Pecan is kind of nice. And if I lined it in this a little tiny bit, or poppy and then that. Okay, so I'm going to go get a piece of pecan. Cajun's your favorite base. Do you mean out of these guys or always in life? Or are you just looking at this guy? So I'm going to get a pecan base in this case. And then I'm liking, oh, I was going to get a little piece of poppy and see what that looked like. Poppy, poppy, poppy. I'm trying to make it very fall, right? 4. Sorry. All right. I don't think poppy's going to work. Okay. Poppy and this don't necessarily mesh. Clearly, this is poking up. My pecan pie paper is got a little sun bleach going on. It is underneath my window, and it sort of surprises me that it doesn't become more crazy. So I don't like that, but maybe once this comes on top, it won't be so bad. No, it is still bad. The idea of the poppy underneath here is not bad, though. As you're like, what are you doing, Lori? So quiet sometimes. Oh, that doesn't work at all. Okay, no poppy for me. This one's just a little bit too small. But I think I will base it on that. The green is okay. I could do that too. But I think I liked it on the pecan. Put that back up the right way so it doesn't get wrecked. Okay, I just got to go get a little piece of Cajun. I could just leave this straight on here, but I do think that the Cajun makes it a bit. And so then I do need to stamp it in Cajun, I think. So, Cajun. My Cajun. I was going to sing My Sharona, but okay, hang on. Cajun. So I have all of my colors in files, and they are listed. They have their names. If you're wondering why I talk to myself constantly, because I am actually literally looking for the name. So I'm not just whistling Dixie. All right. A little bit of a challenge here is I didn't like my Cajun the other day. You guys know that, right? So I rinsed it out. And although it looks beautiful, there's nothing on it, I don't think. So I got to add some re-inker here. Oh, and I think I have a spoon though, so that'll be handy. So I left it to dry overnight. So we'll see how well it inks up here. Should be good. And I think that was clean. Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. So now I'm gonna stamp that on here. I'm gonna stamp it mostly kind of in the middle so I can put some leaves on both sides, or one side at least. Line it up here. Yay, that's pretty. Okay. And I have a neat bow that'll work on here as well, probably. And, okay, so now I'm going to flip this over and put some embellishments on here. Not embellishments. I should get some embellishments out. Some height, some dimensionals. All right. So I can do it a couple ways, but I'm definitely going to put this on. Very, very thin little border. Maybe not enough of a border. I might need to come back with that. So I can go with that, or I can go tone on tone and just have lots of Cajun. I'm going to do this. Right. I might come back with a little bit thicker border. At this point, I made it just 1/8 of an inch. And then this guy's going to come in here. This guy can be here, but if I can find that cute little guy that I just had here, I could put him underneath here as well. And then I have this little bow. So this whole thing has to be up so that I can get my bow in here. Ta-da! Look how pretty, hey? Nice. Again, I don't think we have Cajun ribbon, so that's out, but I do like this kind of a canvasy idea. So there's that, and then just a very quick little peek of it. Oh, look how pretty that one is, hey? I had so much fun. If you look, see how I had some fun like with a petunia pop. And I did bring in the yellow because I wondered if it wasn't, so the yellow is a little interesting on this one, but it made it, I was hoping it made it kind of fallish, and definitely the yellow in the leaves. Isn't that pretty? So anyways, and then I think because you use autumn words, it lends itself. But I'm really, really excited about this textured notes. I'd love to see if you guys give this one a try. The idea of using daubers and adding just on the edges, kind of a rock and roll technique, except more thorough coverage, either with your textured notes if you happen to have that one, or any of the leaves that you have in your collection. This one would lend itself very nicely as well to it. But yeah, give it a little try and post it over on Creativity for Everyone. I'll glue this one down and I'll post it on Creativity as well. And we'll go from there. But thank you for hanging out with me today. I love seeing your little comments, and I'll say faces, but I don't know if that's right because obviously I'm not really seeing your faces. I'm back Thursday morning, yes, at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. I like to toss it up a little bit and see where people like to see me. A whole bunch of people I know, and thank you very much if you're watching on the replay. Woohoo! I know people watch on replays just as easy, so sometimes it doesn't matter what time of day I'm actually on. And then tomorrow night, we're back, you guys. I've got a fun little simple fancy fold for you and a couple different ideas, including touching back on base on this guy for you guys, refreshing you on that, but I also have another technique to show you tomorrow. So there it is. I will talk to you guys later. Again, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Da, 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 da. Happy fall, y'all. Bye, guys.